We are back with another edition of the Quarantinecast. Like always, I'm really excited for this one. I am joined by the crochet boss, Maurice Greene. How you doing?
Man, I'm all right, man. All things considered, I'm doing all right.
It's man, the time right now times are crazy. I'm up in Canada, so the pandemic still is here, is still live and well. We're on lockdown 1 minute, open the next. What's it like? What's it like where you're at?
I believe in New Mexico we're open, but my kids are about to go back to school, and this one's here's getting ready to start school. So uh, I don't know, man. When I go out, I try to still wear my mask because even though I'm vaccinated, I still can carry it. My kids can still get it, and so I do my part, bro. And it's good here. We're usually outside, so I usually don't have to wear a mask. But as far as going places here, I believe everything's wide open.
It's got to be different as a parent. I mean, I don't have kids or anything like that, but I'm sure as a father, you're probably more concerned than I guess the average person. How weird has this past year been for you as a father?
Um, Nothing really stopped for me during the pandemic. I was still fighting at the time in the UFC, and the UFC kept me active. I mean, I know I was in a short 3 years and had 8 fights, and I was 4-4, and the best is yet to come. But they kept me active during that time, and I actually didn't get COVID until right before my last fight. I got COVID, but I got it. I got it right when I started camp, and I was asymptomatic, so I never missed a beat. So I didn't have the worst of it. My fiance actually, she had a pretty bad time with COVID, but besides that, my kids were in the house, and luckily they didn't get it at the time. So you know, I think all in all for my family, this whole ordeal's been changes. Change is always going to happen. You just got to adapt with how times are. Sometimes it sucks to have to do it, but life is going to fucking go on. The bills are still due.
Yep, exactly. You talked a little bit about your UFC career. You went 4-4. You said the best is yet to come, and I like that. I like that mindset. Obviously, after your last fight, you were released. How did it feel? I guess when you got the news, and were you surprised?
No, I wasn't surprised. I knew I was going to get released. It's simple, guys. I won 1-4. I went 1-4 on my last five. Like, just can't do it in the best organization. So I get it, man. Um, but it's all right though. It's all right. I'm doing a couple other things right now, and um, yeah, we'll see what those other things bring. Just did a workshop this weekend, and yeah, man, I'm just excited about what's next. I'll definitely fight again, and there's no doubt about that. um, Hopefully, I want to fight by the end of the year. But all things considered, um, I may have to get this and go ahead and catch me a real bag, before I do that again, because it's just I can do a lot more. I feel like I can do a lot more than the average bear. I'm a lot more marketable than just your average fighter. Most of these guys are just really good fighters. There's nothing wrong with that. They make a lot of money. They make more money than I do, obviously. Uh, so we have to do, you know, diversify. Maybe that work? There we go.
I know.
Right.
I know you said that you were very busy in your 3 years. In retrospect, do you wish that maybe you didn't rush those fights, or are you content with the way it went?
Man, I'm content, bro. Like, yeah, there's something to be said for picking the right fights, but shit, every fight's the right fight. I guess it's not the right fight, but I feel like you should be able to beat all these guys. And yeah, I know you got to take the right fights to stay in, but it is what it is, man. I wanted to be active. They kept me active. They treated me well. Like, I had my stint with the UFC and what I got from, Ultimate Fighter. Everybody was good to me, so you just can't expect to stay there. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm with you now. Like cut
No.
off.
So yeah, somebody called me. Yeah, you just can't expect to do it. So But not being under contract, gives me other doors are when one door closes, the other doors open, and there's other opportunity that sometimes being locked in a contract, I may not be able to commit. So that being said, man, I'm just excited for the future and just to see what's next. I tell people all the time, I am never going back to work. I'm never clock punching somebody else's clock. I'm not doing it. You can call the UFC punching somebody else's clock, but whatever. I'll punch them clocks all day. But what I was doing prior to MMA and the Ultimate Fight, I won't do it again if I can help it. Right? I can't say I won't because if you got to feed your family, it is what it is.
You mentioned the Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter is on now. What was your experience like on the house? I mean, people said it's the toughest competition in all of sport.
100%.
As someone who's experienced it, what was the experience like for you?
100%. When you first get in there and Dana White says it right in the beginning, you'd be like, whatever. But when you're in that house and you realize how many freedoms you don't have, even to go out for a run sometimes, you got to get a camera crew to go with you, bro. You can't go by yourself. And it's just, practice is practice. Practices are hard. They're hard practices. I mean, at least we had hard practices. Calvin Gastelum and his team, Coach T, Coach Corey, everybody from everybody from Kings MMA, man. They were hell practices, and it was a hard process. But I'll be honest with you, if I didn't go through it, I don't know, I would have never survived 8 fights in the UFC, win, lose, or draw. My last fight, it sucks because, for one of the first times I was like, all right, Maurice, it is what it is. We're going to move forward and we're going to strike with him because he's going to stand and bang with me. I know he's going to do that. And he took me down. I just didn't make the adjustments. That's what it comes down to. You just don't make the adjustments. I should have won that fight. I didn't make the adjustments. He won that fight. Hats off to him.
You made a big move about a year ago. You're at Jackson Wink. What has that been like, working with all the killers there, as well as obviously the coaches there and Mike Winklejohn and Greg Jackson?
Oh man, it's been awesome. Like I said, the best is yet to come. And now I'm not under UFC contract. I can go back. The pressure's off a little bit. Some of the pressure's off. When the UFC called me, I usually fought. I mean, I got off for a Ben Rothwell fight. I was gonna take it. I was talked into not taking it. I was gonna take it. So fight him. It would be great. But every time they called, I went. Now I don't got to worry about that, and I can, Jackson Wink can kind of build me up how they'd want to, how they feel, build the right tools, and so who knows? I don't know I don't know what type of Maurice I'm gonna see. It's probably gonna be similar to what you saw last time, but just a lot smarter,
I saw a video on your Instagram a little while back, of you training with your kids. You had your kids around a little earlier in the interview. What's it like being able to show them that, and what does it mean to you to see them having that same passion?
All right, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna give you the Instagram verse first, okay? It's so beautiful. I love, the fact that I can share mixed martial arts with my children. Has always been a passion of mine. It's great. You want me to give you reality? Let me just give you the reality. Them motherfuckers didn't want to listen. So I don't listen. So I don't thank my children because it's not their currency. It don't do shit for them. Like it doesn't get. Let me take that tablet. Let me take that tablet for a week. Motherfucker have a whole breakdown. So that being said, it was their punishment actually. But they enjoyed it though. They enjoyed it when it was done. My daughter still complains, but I tell them both all the time, like, yo, your father gained so much confidence in doing mixed martial arts and learning jiu-jitsu, and like I feel like every kid should have it in their back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my daughter, I tell her all the time, Olive, I said, baby, your name gonna be Evil Olive Green, girl. I know it. She goes, Daddy, why do I gotta be evil? I want to be the Princess Olive Green. I was like, because that don't come off the tongue right. I said, you're gonna be my world champion. My son, he probably gonna do like, I don't know what he's gonna do. It's gonna be spectacular.
Is that something that you could see them doing, possibly competing?
Eh, I don't know, man. They haven't really showed a whole lot of interest in it. I don't push it on them at all. You know, man, it's a tough road, bro. Like MMA is a tough road, you know, and even the guys who make it that aren't that great. I mean, maybe you can classify me as that, but whatever. I don't classify me as that, but yeah, like it's a tough road to even get to that point, you know, much less do great things. So it's just a small group of us that get to do it. So um, they could do something else, man. They can really do something else. So I think when my kids get older, they'll have more tools. You know, my parents gave me all the knowledge they had, right? So it's up to me to give my kids that knowledge and more, and hopefully they make better decisions than I did at that age that don't involve. I mean, unless they love it and really want to do it, you know. Um, nah, why put your body through it?
Yeah.
Like for real, this shit hurts. This shit hurts. You know, and the older I get, I still remember when I was. Now that I think of it, man, I'm like 12 years into the game of you know not training consistently, but you know how guys are being around it, and man, my body hurts. Not that bad, but you know I got tweaks and kinks, and you know, and it doesn't get any easier the older we get. You know,
Yeah.
I can still fight. I can fight. Listen, if somebody called me, offer me enough money to fight fucking in a week, I'm in shape. I'll hop in the cage in a week and whoop a motherfucker ass, especially on this local circuit. They ain't fucking with me. I don't know who. Nobody's local circuit's fucking with me. They can say they is all they want, but they know they're lying. But yeah, I'll fight next week, man. And if somebody wants to call my bluff, have a promoter reach out to me. I'm serious. I'll fight next week. Um, I'll fight in 2 weeks. Just make sure that money right, and I'll show up and fight.
I I love it. I'll ask a couple more here. One of You've got one of, if not the best nickname in all of MMA. I'm sure you've answered this question, but where did this passion come from?
Man, so back when I was 330 pounds, I couldn't find the clothes I wanted, so I started clothing line, and we wanted to do something different. So I learned how to knit actually, and I knitted scarves, and then I started crocheting. My fiance had me crocheting. She told me crocheting faster, so I learned how to crochet on YouTube, man. I just kept doing it. I've been crocheting longer than I've been fighting. I've been crocheting 15 years. I've been MMA athlete, coming up on 12. So crocheting has always been there. This just gives me a way to kind of link both the things I love to do, you know, and that's fighting, doing mixed martial arts, prize fighting. Let's get that right, prize fighting, and crocheting, man.
Is there any, this is going to be a weird question, but is there any tools or skills from crocheting that you can apply to MMA?
Um, I guess not directly, right? When you look at them, but indirectly, it's like I think MMA. I think of crocheting like MMA, right? So I play with stitches, right? I play with stitches all day. Play with stitches. If I put these three together, it makes this. Okay, but if I put these two, then go back and then put these three, oh, I'll get that look. That's why I'm doing combos. If you're doing combos, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, that you're doing transitions, you're playing till something sticks. So that's kind of how I think of it. Like they call it martial arts for a reason, right? Crocheting is an art. Martial arts, jiu-jitsu is an art. So I just think of it that way, man. That's how I just put them two together. Just be almost like be free. Like when I crochet, I don't crochet with patterns. I just crochet. So I
Yeah.
try to fight the same way. You know, I try not to script any moves. I just flow. I try to flow. Sometimes that shit works, and sometimes that shit just don't.
I'll ask one last one here, I guess, before we end it. What is next for you? If in an ideal world, if it was the ball was in your court and you could pick what you wanted to do next, what would be next?
If what do you mean if the ball is in my court? I control my own destiny, right? But let
Yeah.
me stop saying all this shit. But realistically, man, I'm gonna get back in the gym, but there's a couple other things I wanted to get into even when I was in the UFC that I really couldn't, and I can explore those opportunities. And um, yeah, man, I did an acting class this weekend, and it was my first one, and shit went kind of all right. I mean, I fucking tanked. I had to have 2 monologues prepared, right? I happened to do one early enough, figured it out. But the second one I started this morning, okay? You can't cram for one of them tests. I said it 3 times right, to my boy on FaceTime on my way there. Sat in the chair, looked him in the eye, started my monologue, forgot the like 10th word, just forgot that shit like this. I'm looking at him like this. Yeah, so man, but I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was cool, man. It was cool, smooth. And I'm gonna just see what I can do with it, man. I'm gonna see what I can do with it, and keep training, stay in shape. And like I said, if something comes up, I'll fight. Um, but they got this market out here in New Mexico, and I'm trying to see what that looks like. You know.
Yep. All right, man. Well, thanks for the time. I appreciate you doing this on literally no notice, like 5 minutes. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what's next for you.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. You take it easy. Next time you talk to Bags, you tell him I said what's up.